Broadcasting from New York, New York. It's Grant's Rants, Hollywood Talk.
We're giving thanks a little late this year on the Rants, and we're sharing what we are and are not thankful for in pop culture. From Housewives to Tiger King. Later, we're reviewing Oprah's favorite things list with Annabelle DeSisto. Zack Peter joins part 1 right now. Let the ranting begin, and welcome to the Thanksgiving episode of Grant's Rants. A little late, a lot late, and, you know, it is what it is. I miss having this panel in person, but instead we're going to be doing it a little differently, but with the same nonsense, the same lists and all this. So, you know, let's get started. I am joined by Zack Peter from the podcast #NoFilter with Zack Peter. Welcome to Grant's Rants.
Hi, Grant. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to have you on. I see that you've made an appearance this week in Us Weekly.
I've made a lot of appearances in Us Weekly lately, whether it's like me being in a threesome with Brandy Glanville, or this week I am in, like, you know, Teddy Mellencamp, which, you know, I apologize if I put anybody to sleep saying that out loud, but Teddy Mellencamp has now called me out for being a thirsty podcast host on her podcast.
Yeah, though I listened to your emergency episode. It made me laugh because she's like literally crapping on podcasters. And what is her job?
Podcast.
Like, what is her like claim to fame, her relevancy, like being in the public eye? It's her being a podcast host. So enjoy. By the way, Teddy, enjoy still being covered by Us Weekly, because I don't know how much longer they're going to cover you.
That's what I was like, Teddy, instead of calling, like, why don't you thank me because you were fired from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Nobody was talking about you. I talked about you on my podcast, or I didn't talk about her. I asked a question to Jillian Michaels, who was on my show, about Teddy. I was like, hey, Jillian, do you have advice for Teddy? She came under fire for her fitness or her wellness program. And Jillian responded, and like neither of us said anything bad about Teddy, but it got like, you know, the quotes got taken out of context, and it became like a whole thing for like a week. And I was like, well, there we go. Teddy's not in the news anymore. And like, I just gave her programs and promotion. And then she has the nerve to then make it seem like, you know, I was like, whatever, Teddy.
Well, I just love that you're staying so relevant. I love the fact that you're getting all this free promo. So, I mean, I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So let's get into this list. This, again, our Thanksgiving panel. We always talk about what we're thankful for and not thankful for in pop culture. This is going to be more current. You know, obviously we can be like, I'm thankful for Titanic from 1999 or whatever. Like let's not, we're just a little more relevant.
Who is really thankful for Titanic? Let's be honest. Like a cute movie, but I don't think anybody's like thankful for it.
And are you still thankful for it all these years later? Like, right? Top of mind? But I love having this show. It's just a mishmash of so much stuff. Let's start with our least favorite, or not least favorite, because this is thankful. What we are not thankful for. We'll start with the negative, because why not? What TV show we are not thankful for this last year? And I'll go first, and I think it's going to kick off a good conversation. I have not been thankful for Vanderpump Rules, and I'm still not thankful for Vanderpump Rules, and that includes Lisa Vanderpump.
Interesting. I don't know if I would vote that my, like, not thankful for. It was a bad season. I will say that. Like, this season of Vanderpump Rules was a really bad season. The cast was off. The editing was off. It was way too long. There were way too many people. I don't think it was a great season of Vanderpump Rules at all. I do think it was a good final season, though. Like, if that's how we decided to like wrap it up and send it off into the sunset, I don't think that was a bad way to end it. But I think like Lisa Vanderpump needs to like go on vacation. She needs to like go away for a minute, because like she's getting bad press left and right. And I just feel like she needs to like retreat, go into Villa Rosa, you know, pet her swans and pat the puss with Ken, and like just take a break from the world right now.
Well, I do agree on paper. If you were to look at it, they had the weddings and all that stuff, well, the wedding, which we couldn't escape. But like there were some like nice periods at the end of sentences for some of these people. But I like, as quickly as I enjoyed the show, I quickly was turned off by it. And I'm tired of these people. I don't care for any of them. I wasn't interested in anything about Stassi. I never felt bad for Stassi, and I don't care for any of them. In fact, I downright can't stand almost all of them, including Lisa Vanderpump. I wish the show would disappear. I am not thankful for it in my newsfeed. I am not thankful for it in the GIFs and the memes. I need this one to go away, and especially Lisa Vanderpump. I think it's just a toxic show now. Lisa Vanderpump, didn't she close all her restaurants? I know legally now they have to, but she took the furniture out of Pump. What does she even have left? It's just done.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, all the furniture was taken out of Pump. She closed Villa Blanca. That was closed because they're we have to pay rent and we can't be open. And then they took forever to open up Pump and Sir. And so I think I don't know. I mean, that's really expensive rent for them to be paying, right there on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood for them to not be making any business.
True.
But I just feel she's really taken a real beating between her restaurants getting shut down and Vanderpump Rules, all the cast members being under fire. And it's just I agree with you. I think it's time to just wrap that up and be done with all of Vanderpump Rules altogether.
I would even say from a network perspective, it's just a toxic brand at this point. I mean, there's been nothing but bad press. You've got these incredible campaigns all over Twitter to try to get their main cast members fired. It's done. It's just too much.
The issue with it is we gave bad kids a TV show, these dumb young kids that were getting drunk and sleeping with each other's boyfriends. They weren't known for their moral decisions. It's not like they were good citizens. And then
what the hell did you think was going to happen?
Yeah. They were bad kids that you then allow their behavior and it made it entertaining for people that watch. So then us as viewers were complicit in allowing this sort of behavior. And then they grew up and then we're oh, now they're bad. And now we need to, it's like being upset at a kindergartner for coloring on the wall. It's no, that's what a kindergartner does. You can't hold them to some, my moral high ground when it's this is what we rewarded them for so many years. And at this point, we just need to
hear you. I hear you. I'm still not thankful for it, though.
No, thank you.
All right. What are you not thankful for on TV?
I would say that whatever this new Terry Bradshaw reality show is, it's awful.
Who greenlit that project? I've been wanting to talk about this. I'm so glad you mentioned it. This man, I mean, not to be ageist, but to build a show around him, why? Where was this 20 years ago? And his daughters are not household names. Is anyone really curious to know what his daughters are up to and what kind of car they're driving and who they're angry at?
You're not going to get a Kardashian out of this. You're not even going to get an Alexis Nyers out of this from Pretty Wild. There's nothing about any of them. He's the star of the show and he's not a great front runner. You know what I mean?
Not for E.
No, not for the demographic that you would want to attract, unless you're trying to attract older people that used to watch him when what did he play football?
Yeah.
Or did he play soccer? I don't know what he played. So he just wasn't that. He's not somebody that is captivating for a young audience to want to tune in and watch.
No, it's very strange. I don't know what they're doing over there on E. They seem completely directionless. I mean, a Terry Bradshaw reality show. I mean, I guess. That's really where you don't know what else to do. I mean, it must have come cheap. I don't understand what the strategy is there. I don't know who's in these development meetings. That's nuts to me.
It was probably a favor. It was probably an inside industry favor that they were throwing Terry a bone. And this was probably meant to be some show that they were going to air on a bad night and, kind of let it go. Because we've seen little shows come and go before. And I think what happened was we ran into 2020. We ran out of content. We ran out of the ability to produce any new shows. So they're well, shit, we have this in the back, in the drawer. We might as well just push this out there and let this be the front runner. And it's it's not a great show.
No, it isn't. And I don't even know what else is on E, and I only know of this show. And if that's what
all they have is the Kardashians, and now they lost that.
Yeah. So, they're in tough shape. Let's just say the very least. Yeah, I'm not thankful for that either. I don't even know what that is. That's just a complete mess. Total joke. Now let's switch gears. What TV shows are we thankful for? Mine is kind of a very odd combo. I have an honorable mention. But the first one I'll say, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm thankful for Salt Lake City. I didn't know what to expect. It's breathing new life into my interest in Housewives. I don't hate any of the women, which is nice for a change. And I'm thankful for something new.
Oh, I hate Mary. Mary's gross. Mary looks like she smells like hospital.
Mary is eclectic, as they say.
She's weird. Grant, there's nothing like redeemable or likable about her.
When I see her come on, I'm intrigued because I believe she's a total mess. And I want to see what she's going to do and what type of circus act outfit she's going to have on. So I'm intrigued by Mary. For the wrong reasons.
I'm intrigued by Kim Richards. I'm not intrigued by Mary. I'm just kind of like, I cringe when I think of Mary.
Okay, I would put the two in the same category, though. Although Kim is clearly supreme, but as far as like interest goes,
Kim is my favorite. But I'm not disappointed in Salt Lake City. I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good start to a new Housewives franchise.
Well, yeah, and I'm only saying I'm thankful for it because. And I'm not really thankful, other than New York, I'm not thankful for the other cities right now. I think they're way too formulaic and fake and promoting fights way too much. It's just too extra for me in the wrong ways. Where with this show, I think it has a great balance of like personal life, show drama, like group scenes, parties. It's not too heavy either way. So I'm appreciative of it. So therefore, I am thankful. And just on a side note, for honorable mention, I'm thankful for Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's just an escape for me, and it speaks to me in many different ways. I'm thankful for Larry David.
I love it. I have two honorable mentions. The first one is Schitt's Creek, and then I realized that's like really basic, and I'm trying to, but it's very on brand for me to be basic. But so Schitt's Creek is my first honorable mention, and then Gilmore Girls was my other one because I binged both series all the way through this year, and they were both. It was a good time all the way through. But I think the one that I am giving the ultimate award to is going to be Tiger King.
Oh, okay. So you're most thankful for Tiger King? Yeah, it was huge.
It brought so much joy to my life, not just because it was popular, but like I just fell in love with like Carol Baskin and Joe Exotic and his like 8 husbands. It was a good time. I almost wanted to sleep with his husband that like was missing teeth just because I loved the show so much.
The one that unfortunately shot himself?
No, not that one.
Oh, because I think he had the most potential.
He did. He was hot. His current husband is hot too.
Oh, the current one is an Instagram thought. I can't. Let's transition to a celebrity or a celebrity couple that we are not thankful for. I chose to go just the celebrity route. I don't know what couple I'm really not thankful for. I mean, it'll probably be done by the time this podcast airs, but the celebrity I'm not thankful for this year, and the chickens really came home to roost was with Ellen.
Oh, yes.
As industry kids, both, I'm sure you've heard just as much as I have about Ellen. I'm just not thankful for the fakery of it all. You can't go on TV and say love one another and then treat people on your staff like garbage and allegedly throw away your crew when you're going to do your show remotely. And it's just a bad look. I'm just not thankful for her. I don't really enjoy her when she pops up on my screen. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think that whole that was just a PR nightmare because then all you had were these celebs that came out to support her and like, no, Ellen's nice. Well, it's like, yeah, Lady Gaga or yeah, Katy Perry. Of course, Ellen's going to be nice to you. You're Katy Perry, but that doesn't mean she's nice to any of her staff members. And yes. I heard about those rumors for years that she was awful to people behind the scenes for years. Like that was just known that Ellen was not a nice person off the show.
To me, it's kind of like an aunt. Like, they're going to be nice to like my not like, for example, like with me, like they'll be nice to me because I'm not their kid. I'm their like nephew, whatever. But like behind closed doors, like they could be a complete nightmare. It's like, treating like family differently. Like that's how I feel she is with like her celebrity friends. And then with like, those poor producers. I mean, I don't know if how innocent they were, but like a lot of them got the axe. And what did she get? She got like to make a few jokes at the beginning of her current season about how mean she is. I mean, those people all had jobs and, they fell on the sword for her. No, I don't like it. It's a bad look. I see through it.
I agree. I think it was a very, very bad year that we shouldn't have rewarded her by just bringing her. I mean, I thought she gave a nice apology. I would give it like a B, but like, fair. I don't think it was enough to be like, yeah, you've earned our good graces again. You know, I could do without Ellen in my life.
Yeah, I wonder how the ratings are. I have not looked them up. I imagine they're pretty unchanged because people in the industry know the people who love her and watch her, they're not going to care because they're not going to see her like screaming red-faced mad on the show. So, like, you know, I mean, I don't think much will change there. She's talking about like a brand, but a huge, powerful brand. So there's no touching her. So who are you not thankful for? Celebrity or celebrity couple?
So I was a little shady when I first thought. At first, I was like, "Oh, well, I'm definitely not thankful for Kevin and Maria." But I got into a little bit of trouble because I talked some shit about them on my podcast, I think last week, because I saw that they were doing the Faith Stowers reality show, and I was like, this is ridiculous, and these people are completely hypocritical. So I ended up changing my answer to be less shady, and I'm just going to say Jax Taylor and Brittany, because I think they are just an awful couple, and they enable each other to just be awful people. And like the fact that she continues to like defend her husband when he is a terrible human being, like, should not be rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, no arguments there with those two. I don't even have an interest. I never followed her, but I know her whole Instagram is just like her selling crap. It's like, who is going to follow this girl who's just following like a commercial? Like, I don't have any interest in her, less interest in him. Yeah, I'm good with the other of them. They can both sail away. Not thankful.
They can go back to Kentucky and just like live, you know, their life.
Their castle. There. Yeah, their little castle over there. They can just stay over there. Celebrity and celebrity couple I am thankful for. I'm thankful for Brittany and Sam. I'm thankful that he's still with her. I think at this point, straight up real talk, I think Sam is kind of there because like he knows if he leaves, like she's like on her own, to say the very least. So I think he's kind of more of an emotional support boyfriend for her. And I say that with all the love in my heart for Brittany, but I'm just thankful that she seems so happy with him, that she has him, that he's able to travel with her and she can actually like exit her house a couple times a year. It's just been such a tough couple of years for Brittany. So I'm just thankful for anything positive in that woman's life.
That's good. She needs a good emotional anchor in her life. And if he can be that for her, then I think that that's great.
No, I'm very, very thankful. How about you? Who are you thankful for?
Oh, I'm very thankful for Carole Baskin. Like that is my OG, like my all-star MVP of this year. I even made my mother dress up as Carole Baskin for our Christmas card this year.
Oh my God, I love that. That's creative. I'm all about stuff like that. I'm all in on that. What did you think of her performance on Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, she was terrible. But like, did we expect her to be good?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like right on brand. I think it's perfect.
I wish they would have kept her a little bit longer because we all love to really watch that. But I don't think anybody's really watching Dancing with the Stars anymore anyway.
No.
I think the only person that's watching Dancing with the Stars right now is Tyra Banks.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. People are only watching that on YouTube. Like they're gonna cherry pick who they want to see on YouTube and see the dance. No one's really calling up, like dialing out on a landline to vote for these people anymore, or whatever. I know there's apps and all this stuff. Like people are not doing that, so I'm not surprised. But
no. Tyra Banks is an awful fit as the new host. It's just all about Tyra Banks.
It's all these same. I don't want to go on a complete tangent, but it's Grant's Rants. Don't you feel like it's the same from a host perspective? It's the same people doing the same things. We're not getting anybody new or younger except for like a Keke Palmer as like the exception, but it's the same faces. There's nobody new. Everybody's getting older and there's nobody to replace these people. I'm sick of the same faces.
I know. Well, what it is I don't think there's this, and maybe you have an opinion about it because you're in the industry, but like, I feel like there's this weird disconnect between like digital talent or people like us that have podcasts and are doing stuff that are also talented people. And then you have like these traditional stars and Hollywood keeps recycling, as you said, these traditional stars. And it's like, that world is crashing. Like you said, with Dancing with the Stars, nobody's sitting and watching 2 hours of Dancing with the Stars. Nobody's watching it all the way through. They're watching it, as you said, on clips on YouTube and on Instagram, and they're only looking at Nelly because they like Nelly. Like nobody's really, and variety of talent that they bring in every season is so all over the place that I don't think they really understand what their audience is or who they want their audience to be.
I completely agree. It's just like in that ABC rotation, and they're just going to throw everything at the wall, and they're going to think people in the demo, like you and me, are going to run to our TVs live to watch Tyra Banks introduce Carol Baskin. Like,
no. I mean, that sentence alone is so ridiculous.
I think that's the mentality, because that's what we're getting. And there are people in high positions getting paid big money to make those types of decisions. So I'm just saying.
We need to recycle them too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear, oh my God, record low ratings. The ratings for Dancing with the Stars were so bad. Well, what are you going to do about it? So anyway, that's another whole rant for another day. That conversation will be copied and pasted into Housewives, into Bravo Development. We had it with E a few minutes ago.
All of traditional TV and media is like, if anything, that's one good thing that I think will come out of 2020 is it's forcing innovation. I mean, unfortunately, we have to go through a few of these Terry Bradshaw reality shows in the current moment, but I'm hoping that there's a lot more innovation that's going to be birthed through this year, because we have to get creative and like stop using the same formulas that we thought have worked for 50 years that are just expired at this point.
Yeah, it's got to catch up. It's beyond time. I agree. I'm prepared to be destroyed for who I'm not thankful for in music. Not thankful for Lady Gaga this year.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because I almost made her as mine.
Doesn't mean I don't find her talented. Doesn't mean I hate her. I just am not thankful for her. The album didn't do it for me. That Sour Candy song is on a playlist strictly as a joke. I'm just not thankful. The Oreo stunt. I enjoyed her VMA performance, but the music for me is just not doing it. I want to like her. I've said this for years. I'm clearly not a fan because I haven't enjoyed anything she's done recently. And when I mean recently, like the last 12 years or 10, we'll say 10. I'm just not a fan right now, and I'm annoyed by her, and I'm not thankful.
I agree. I've never really been a big Lady Gaga fan, to be honest with you. And so this year, I don't even know what Sour Candy, I don't even think I've ever heard that song. And I didn't listen to the album. The only one I listened to was the Ariana Grande song where she's like, tsunami, rain on me, that one. Yep. So that's the only song I really listened to for like a week. I was like, okay, this is kind of a fun little bop, but I didn't think it was like it wasn't a paparazzi. It wasn't a poker face.
The best.
Yeah. And so like for me, I'm just like, I've never really subscribed to that whole vibe. I was, she was fun to talk about when she wore like a meat dress, but I think at this point, and I watched her documentary, that was like, cute, but like I've just never really been a big Gaga. I've never been goo for Gaga.
Yeah, I thought I would be attacked for that, but that's just how I feel. I mean, it doesn't mean I hate her. I'm just not thankful for her this year.
I'm sure we will be attacked. But I mean, look at this is a message to Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, you just need to take a break. Think of some good, fun, creative music, and then like Taylor Swift us, with like an album that we didn't see coming. That's that's new, Like I liked Folklore.
Yeah, I love that she just made it, put it out. Like talk about power. Like I liked that.
And I like when they mix it up with something new,
Yeah. I don't know. I feel bad, but I don't. But I am not thankful. So who are you not thankful for in music?
I wrote Countess Luann.
Enough said.
What was her new one? Oh, Viva la Diva, Viva la Diva. And she filmed it like on her iPhone.
In her hallway, like by the garbage chute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's enough said. I get it. I think we're all a little tired of the Countess. Let's move on to who we are thankful for in music. Mine is really like a long list, and I'm not going to bore anybody, but I just love this influx of female artists. I've really fallen in love with Sweetie Mulatto, of course, Lil' Kim, Britney with Mood Ring, Swimming in the Stars. Like I can't choose, but if I had to say top line, like I've really rediscovered Lana Del Rey this year, and I'm very thankful for her.
I don't know how I feel about Lana Del Rey.
I fell off for a while, and then this year I just got sucked back in, and I'm thankful for it.
Blue jeans, white shirt, squirt. I don't know the lyrics. I like that was a fun little vibe for her. Or Will You Still Love Me? That was her, right? Oh no, yes, I liked
that was her. Yeah,
Charlie's Angels one. I liked that one. Where
that was the most anti-Lana, but yeah.
I know that was her way to come back. I haven't listened to any of her recent music, but like I don't dislike her. I kind of feel like, I don't know, she's a little boring to me, to be honest, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mood. It's a total mood. I mean, it's hard because I'll go from like old school Little Kim to then like the next day I'll want to hear her, but it's a total switch. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate her. Who are you thankful for in music?
Okay, so I picked Miley Cyrus because I like her new. I love the moment Miley Cyrus is having right now post Liam, and her new album. I cannot stop listening to it. It's so good. Plastic Hearts. Have you heard it yet? I
heard the whole album when I was outlining this podcast because I was like, I need to hear this, and I've been meaning to hear it for a while now since it dropped, and I'm into it. It's a nice. I made a tweet about this, actually. It's just a nice variety of music. It's just like she covers a lot of bases. It's like there's a vintage set feel and sound to it, but it's also very Miley. I think it's a really good album. I think it's solid.
It is, because there's a lot of like modern moments, but then she has like a lot of the old school rock and roll, that kind of a bit of that nostalgia. Like she did the collab with, what was it, Stevie Nicks?
Yep. Yeah, there was another guy on there too. Oh God, it's terrible. Don't kill us, Miley stans. Don't kill us.
Billy Idol.
Yes, that's who it was.
Yeah. Her last, I think, good album was when she broke up with Liam the first time. The Bangers album. That was a great album.
Yeah. That was a lot of iconic stuff on that one too. Yeah, I'm a Miley fan officially. Like, it took me a long time because I didn't grow up with Hannah Montana, so like I was like, who is this? But into it as an artist. She's like the real deal.
I agree. I love me some Miley.
So we ended on a positive note this year of who we are thankful for. Ultimately, this was a great conversation. I enjoyed our back and forth. I think we went in just enough. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I like when we collab.
Same. We have a good vibe.
We do.
Well, in the meantime, where can people hear more from you? We're going to move on to our part 2, but I enjoyed this. How can people listen to more Zack Peter?
You can listen to my podcast, #NoFilter with Zack Peter. It's available on all podcast platforms, or you can watch it on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/JustPlainZack. And that's where you can find me, Just Plain Zack, all over the internet.
Love it. Thank you for coming on. I hope to hear from you soon, and we'll have you on again.
Thank you, Grant.
Stick with us in part 2. Annabelle DeSisto is calling in. We're going to be taking a look at Oprah's favorite things. I can't say we're thankful for too much on this list, but we're going to get into it. I hope you'll hang out with us and have a few laughs.